Welcome back. In this video we shall learn the nested loops and the use of functions in Python. So we shall learn to draw rectangles containing different symbols in Python. So you can see in the terminal below, this is the rectangle containing the symbol P. This is the rectangle containing and symbol, and this is the rectangle containing 0 symbol. So we shall learn how to create these rectangles in Python. So this will be automatic creation of rectangles, not printing the not calling the print command again and again, but this will be automatic. First of all, we define a for loop for I in range 10 semicolon. So I will go from 0 to 9. So this loop will be executed, so anything inside this loop will be executed 10 times. So this print command will be executed 10 times. Whatever we print in this, whatever we print using this print command, this will be printed 10 times. So let us run this code. So these stars are printed 10 times, but these are printed vertically, which means that the cursor moves to the next line after printing a star. So what if we want to stop the cursor from moving to the next line? We shall use this end equal to double quotes. So we can add this at the end of print statement. So now these stars will be printed horizontally. So the cursor will now not move to the next line. So you can see in the terminal below, these stars are printed now horizontally. So what we want is that we want a number of lines containing these stars. So this is only one line. We want n number of lines. So we shall nest whole this program or code into a loop or into an outer loop for j in range 10. So this is the outer loop. So we shall select the inner loop and press the tab button, which will move everything 4 spaces ahead. So now what will happen, this first of all the value of j will be 0. So j will range from 0 to 9. First of all the value of j will be 0. So all the statements inside this j loop will be executed. So what will happen, the value of j will be 0, and this loop will be, these statements will be executed, or this loop will move from 0 to 9. So this print statement will be executed 10 times. So it will print 10 stars. So but it will not, after printing 10 stars, the cursor will not move to the next line because of this end statement added in front of print statement. At the end of print statement. So let us run this. So we can see a long horizontal line of stars printed here. So these are total 100 stars. Why? Because this inner loop is executed 10 times, and the outer loop is also executed 10 times. So value of j will be 0 and 10 stars will be printed. Then the value of j will increment to 1, and these statements will be executed, and again it will print, this loop will print 10 stars. After printing 10 more stars, the total will be 20 stars, and the value of j will be incremented to 2. Now again these statements will be executed, and this for loop will be print these stars 10 times. So the total of 100 stars will be printed horizontally. So again understand this, that this is inner loop, and this is outer loop. Okay, so there are two loops, inner loop and outer loop. Okay, this inner loop is executed, will be executed 10 times. Okay, so we'll print this star, this print statement will print these stars 10 times. Okay, next the value of j will be incremented from 0 to 1. Previously the value of j was 0 because it is starting from 0 and will go up to 9. Okay, so the value of j is 0 and this value of I will range from 0 to 9. Okay, so now the value of j is incremented to 1. Again this will go from this I will range from 0 to 9 and this print statement will print these stars 10 times. Okay, so 10 multiplied by 10, the total of 100 stars will be printed horizontally. Okay, now we want that once these statements are executed and 10 stars are printed, we want the cursor to move to the next line. Okay, so we shall add a print statement here which will print nothing, print double quotes. Okay, this will print nothing but move the cursor to the next line. Okay, so these statements, these two statements, for loop, and inside the for loop there is one statement which is print statement. So this for loop will move from 0 to 9 and print 10 stars. Okay, then the value of j was 0 and now the value of j will be 1 and this print statement will move the cursor to the next line. Again this will print 10 stars, the value of j will be incremented to 2. This print statement will move the cursor to the next line. Again 10 stars will be printed by these statements. Again the value of j will be incremented to 3, so it will go from 0 to 9 and 10 lines in which 10 lines will be printed and each line will contain 10 stars. Okay, so what if we want another symbol to be okay, now let us run this. So you can see a beautiful rectangle printed here, printed below in the terminal. Okay, what we want is that now we want to change the symbol. Instead of this star we want to print the underscore symbol. So we will run this. So this rectangle containing these underscores is printed. Now we want the print to print a rectangle containing zeros. Okay, so we will just change the symbol here. Okay, so we will run this. So a rectangle containing the zeros is printed. Okay, so what we want is that we want the user to tell us that what would be the size of the rectangle and what would be the symbol to be printed on the screen. Okay, and what will be the symbol which contains this rectangle. Okay, or the rectangle will contain which symbols. Okay, so we shall define the function here. Okay, the name of the function is the square function. Okay, so we shall select all this. Okay, and this function with function definition with colon, we shall select all this and press tab button. So everything will be now, these nested for loops will be now inside this square function. Okay, so what will be placed inside these round brackets? So whatever will be placed inside these round brackets will be called as argument of the function. So there will be two arguments, size and symbol. So what is the size of the rectangle and which symbol to be printed inside a rectangle, inside the rectangle. So instead of this 10 we shall write size size, and instead of this 0 we shall now write symbol. Okay, so this function is now created. We shall move out of this function, and now we shall ask the user to tell us the size of the rectangle. Input size of the rectangle or square, size of square. Okay, why we are calling it square? It does not look like a square, but why we call it a square? Because the number of symbols in each line is equal to the number of lines, so that's why we are calling it square, not rectangle. Okay, so \n, this will move the cursor to the next line. Okay, so now this input command will enter a string. Whatever the user will enter will be converted into string. So size cannot be string, so size will be an integer. So what we shall do for converting this string into integer, we shall wrap all this into int command. Okay, or int statement. So now whatever the user will enter will be converted into integer. So not ABC. Okay, not ABC. User cannot add ABC or any other symbol. User can only enter a number. Okay, so whatever number the user enters will be converted into a string. Okay, so we have to convert this string back to the integer. So for this we shall wrap this whole command into int statement. Okay, and symbol will already be a string, so we do not have to convert it into anything. We shall only write input, enter the symbol. Okay, \n, this will move the cursor to the next line. Now we shall call the function square. So we shall enter size and symbol, whatever the size and symbol are entered by the user. Okay, so this is called the definition of the function, and this is called the calling of the function. So function is a reusable part of the code which can be used again and again. So for printing this square, you do not have to write this again and again. Okay, you write it once and use it any number of times. Okay, so we wrote this square function and now we are using it. Okay, so we shall run this program. Okay, so you can see in that terminal below, it is asking the size of the square, so we shall enter 6. It is asking the symbol, so we shall enter P. So a rectangle containing P's is printed on the screen. So you can count each line contain 6 P's. Okay, and total there are 6 lines. Okay, so we shall run this code again. Okay, enter the size of the square. Now we shall enter 10. So we shall enter 10. Okay, enter the symbol. You can enter any symbol. Okay, so we shall add the underscore symbol. So okay, so maybe there is something wrong. We run it again. Size of the square is 10. Enter the symbol. So you can see here the line, the rectangle containing or the square containing underscores is printed on the screen. So let us run last time. Okay, enter the size of the square. We shall write 15. Enter the symbol. So now we shall add hash symbol. Okay, so you can count this. Okay, each line contains 15 hash symbols, and total there are 15 number of lines. Okay, thank you all for this video. Okay, in this video we learnt about nested for loops and using the functions in Python. Thank you all. See you.